This time, guests, please rise. Joining as we honor America in the playing of our national anthem. This game is being played according to the rules of Minnesota High School League. These rules provide careful and respect from all players, coaches, officials, and fans. Please contribute to your part. Athletic training services are provided by MNHockeyTV. Currently, these two provide athletic medicine. Athletic training for tonight's game is listed.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from the Dakotah Ice Arena in lovely Prior Lake, Minnesota, along with Mike Greenlay. I am Pete Wagner, and it's Hockey Night in Minnesota presented by Tradition Companies. Our final game of the week, as we have a good one here, the unbeaten Lakeville South Cougars and their crosstown rival Prior Lake Lakers in a season finale for these two teams, which is going to be terrific.
Yeah, I think they're both going to be chomping at the bit here to prove something. Of course, Lakeville might have to step up even further here. Having beaten Prior Lake earlier this season, Prior Lake's probably going to want some sort of answer back.
And especially with the Lakeville South Cougars and that big 4-3 win over Maple Grove. Kukinen's line matched up beautifully with the Baki line, who played as well as can be, and they are one of the higher-end lines in high school hockey. And they made a statement the other night in Maple Grove, did the Cougars. The puck will be played back to center ice. A great facility to call a game from, Mike. We're up off the ground a little bit. It's almost like you're at one of those not quite NHL rinks when you can at least look down on the ice a little bit.
This reminds me a lot of a broadcast position. Isn't that what it's supposed to be?
It's starting to feel like one, isn't it? It's terrific. That one's played back in and around. Now it's going to be handled behind the net. Cougars look to play that one to the wall. Mason Johnson was there. He's being forechecked on the play. That's flipped up and out of play as we'll get the game's first whistle 50 seconds in.
Well, again, we have a couple teams here that know how to find the 6x4, both of them averaging over 5 goals a game. So we'll see if that comes to play. Sometimes teams that can score recognize the opponent can as well, and maybe they shore things up a bit, but it should be exciting if they gave us a display of goal scoring.
Cougars now with the puck knocked back into the zone. Will Schumacher was there for the Lakers. Cut off at the line. There's Emerson with it. He'll play this back in behind the net. And now it's going to be the Cougars controlling a very cautious, I'd almost say, pace here in the early going. But the Prior Lake Lakers with a chance right there, the long shot from the line. That one came in from Beatty, and now it's going to be played back in behind once again by Emerson. It's going to be the Cougars looking to position, and they come back in out of the zone with it now. Calmly out is Jacob Gunderson. They'll bring their defenseman up in the play. They're not shy. As Yanni Kivialmi's team, I've always said they've been very structured hockey club, but they're not afraid to mix it up a little bit and get engaged in the play. That's going to be sent in deep by Duber. Back in behind the net as Cody Tyson sets up. Back into the center ice area. That's going to be deflected in by Pritchard, and that's going to be off the end boards for an icing call. Bring it back into the Lakeville South end.
Yeah, Lakeville South has had one foray into the offensive zone, and it was a dump in, so they have not established any kind of puck movement or line rush yet that's going to get them into the zone with any kind of speed. So we'll see if they are able to get anything going right here. So far, Prior Lake has done a very good job of a forecheck.
And one developer which is worth talking about, and you notice this happens quite a bit, when you have a big game, you win it, you talk, the simple word is let down. Mm-hmm. It's a natural thing to do, right, Mike? I mean, you kind of sometimes, I don't want to say you forgot what you did to get there, but it's hard to find that same energy immediately, and I've often seen teams settle in after a while. Could be a situation here, too.
Yeah, we'll see how they respond. It's human nature. It really is, and we'll see if they are able to remind themselves how well they played the other night. Wasn't that long ago.
Bump through center, gets away from one man, shoots. He's a heck of a hockey player. Tyson makes the save, turns that one off the end boards. It's going to be picked up now by Malinsky. He's checked on the play. Nice defensive play. Oh, a shot off the mask of Tyson, but the turnover forced by Xander Billens checked that by Bennett Soderberg makes the turnover there. Terrific play by him.
Well, Bump got that one, and he was trying to go upper shelf there over the goaltender's shoulder, but a good positioning. The goaltender so far, he's shown some good signs of squaring up to everything that Prior Lake's thrown at him, and that time he squared up with his forehead, and he knocked that one down too and covered up the rebound.
Back up to the line, holding and shooting. That one's blocked off of traffic as it comes back out into the neutral zone. Now on it, that's going to be Malinsky. Check that, that's Beatty with it. Through center, that's off the stick. That hit the stick of Soderberg back off the end boards. Now it's going to be Hadland with it. Hadland's going to protect and cycle back in behind the net. Letting that one go is Soderberg. Over to the far wall it goes. Lutke is there. Tanner Lutke plays that rink wide for Bakke. Back into the neutral zone it goes. That's going to be slapped off the boards there by Beatty. And controlled now. Malinsky quickly rink wide he goes.
Penalty coming up here.
That was right behind the play. I think that's going to be called on number 19, Alex Bump.
Might be an elbow. It was something a little bit aggressive, that's for sure. A little bit behind the play after the puck was moved, and so might see some more action down at the Prior Lake end now because of that. See how the Lakeville South power play is able to move this puck around. They have not had any puck go towards that goaltender yet. They've had a puck dump in, and they've gotten to the blue line a couple times, but boy, they have not been able to find any kind of pressure at all in the offensive zone.
Aaron Holes now. Power play for the Cougars, and this may be the opportunity they're looking for. Malinsky slides over off the glass. Back into the zone it goes. Back to center. Schumacher tried to play that one, but Malinsky is there as he's bothered at the neutral by Rice. Now they're going to play this one over to the far wall. Anderson is there for Prior Lake. Now it's Bakke, wrister, that's high off the window. It's going to come all the way up into the neutral zone as Aaron Holes will have some pressure from Schumacher. Schumacher back in behind. Malinsky takes over. He's going to send some sauce to the near side for Bakke. At the line, that's deflected away. In on goal as Bashi is there for the Lakers to hang on. The face-off to his left. 1:23 of power play time left for the Cougars.
You can always tell top-notch players, and Bakke, we know that he is one of them. Just a quick little heads-up feed right up the middle there that got the puck into the offensive zone. It did, as you say, deflect up and the goaltender grabbed it, but just those kind of quick little plays, those heads-up hockey sense type plays, not every player is able to make those. So when you see them, you really appreciate it, and you can see why he's a factor.
Willis there now with it, plays that one rink wide. On the stick from the left wing to the backhand, squirts that one through. That opportunity by Doms. Now it's played back from the corner up to the right wing side. Nice little feed and give back there. That shot taken by number 16, Ben Portner, worked with Aiden Willis quite well.
Well, that player off the side of the net, he's there as an outlet. And if you can feed it down to him, then go for a little give and go, that works. He decided to get a shot, but that's for a goaltender, that's like hanging your laundry. I mean, that's pretty easy stuff to stop a shot from that angle with no traffic in front. So that player at the side of the net, he either has to step out and create a screen, or he has to utilize that player by dropping it down to him and then getting a pass back.
And you got to force that D-man on the low end of the box to make a decision.
Yep.
Back through the center ice area it goes as it's the Cougars to regroup. You get a partial change with this power play unit off the boards. On the stick now for Willis. And it's played over to the near boards. Portner with it. They'll look to play this one. I would say it's I don't know if the word would be tense. Different feeling here right now.
Yeah, these teams aren't clicking. That's for sure. The passes aren't crisp right now, and it looks like Prior Lake's doing a good job of shutting down any kind of effort whatsoever from Lakeville South. So I'm still waiting to see the powerhouse that is Lakeville South.
Call it a methodical start to this hockey game
very
so
much
far.
So. Yeah, we don't like methodical.
Oh, right?
But that's okay. Like, you got to figure it out.
Spun off the back glass. That was sent in by Johnson. The Lakers now at full strength. Aaron Holes plays that through. Bakke is there. Back up to the line it goes. Now it's going to be Johnson to the corner. Cut off by Anderson. Back up to Johnson. We try to squeak that one through to the back door. Instead, it's going to be cycled down low by Lutke. Now it's going to be the Lakers to play this to the right wing side. Soderberg plays that one to the middle. Knocked ahead by Hadland. And it's going to be handled by Gunderson. Lutke now to the near boards. Aaron Holtz puts on the brakes, but now it's going to be gathered and played off the near boards. Now across the line they go with Rice. Puts on the brakes. Leaves a cloud of dust with the snow, and a big shot in on goal. Stopped by Tyson.
Well, good heads up there because Prior Lake was changing, and that was a late entrance. The Schumacher came in, and he stepped into that one, but both of these teams have not shown a lot of, I guess, propensity to stand in front of that goaltender, and the goaltender saw that all the way in, hung on to it, didn't give up any rebounds, so we'll see if they're going to create some traffic here because so far they haven't.
Tyson in goal for this Lakeville South team, 6-0-1 on the season. Ethan Dahlmeyer, of course, 8-0 as well. Off the glass and up and out of play. So those two have been mainstays on this roster for quite some time as the goaltenders.
Well, they clearly are making a difference this season. You know, and there's always that perennial argument for a team that is either has a very, very good record or hasn't seen any losses, and a lot of times people question the competition. But you know what? I don't buy into that strongly with at any case because we've seen top teams get beat. Top teams get beat all the time. I mean, it's
on any given night.
Yeah, it doesn't, and sometimes they get beat by the so-called weak teams, and so you know, I don't buy into that too heavily.
If I had a nickel for every time the discussion comes up any time of the year about conferences and who plays who, there's a tripping call coming up on the, or a hook, if you will, either way, on Mason Johnson. The delayed penalty is on. Extra attacker now hops on for the Lakers. But it does come down to, you know, you look at that and then you get to the state tournament, let's say, for instance, and teams come from all over. And, oh, look at this team. You know, the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks won it a couple of years ago. Nobody was looking at them in Duluth East or Moorhead when they played in the championship about 3-4 years ago. But there they were. It's hard. You can't judge a book by its cover. You just got to let it play out.
Absolutely.
Typically.
We'll see how this power play plays out. It's the second penalty of the game. This time it went against Lakeville South, and see what they are able to do with it.
Touch pass back up to the line. Lakers now are going to work the right side. That one off the stick of Tyson. Now it's going to be handled by Malinsky. Or check that. That's handled by Beatty as it's played off the boards. Soderberg comes away with it. Bennett Soderberg through the slot area. And now it's going to be crashed down on by Beatty as he plays that one to the corner. That one gets through the slot area off the glass. Beatty knocks that one down. Nice play by him. Bakke wanted the angle. It would have been trouble as a defenseman. Jackson Anderson would have had to take an angle. That'll be sent back in now to the Lakers zone. 1:18 to go of power play time. Off the left wing side. Now it's going to be Schumacher. Rings that around to the right side for Bump. He's going to let that one go. They'll load up the shot. That's blocked. That's the low slot area. Now it's going to be play to the right wing side once again. Bump. He's going to be bothered on the play by Novak. They come to the near side. Reaching now is Beatty. He's going to have to regroup. 52 to go on the power play. There's a wrister that's kicked away with the skate. Nice defensive play by the Cougars, number 25, Mason Johnson. Back in behind the net it goes now for Beatty. He's going to be flushed by Lutke. And Novak now will take over the neutral zone to watch as it's going to be carried by Schumacher in deep. He puts on the brake. Schumacher does. Now it comes back up high, and it's on the stick for Magnuson. To center it goes. They'll have to regroup. And now it's picked up by Rice. He'll leave off to the left wing for Schumacher. He's bothered on the play. Nice defensive play by Sender as he plays that over. And they'll clear that one the length of the ice as well, as that was Johnson on the play. Now it's Bashi in goal. There's a turnover. A big shot made there. And a nice save to recover to get back into that crease.
Yeah, Bashi tried to play that around the back of the net. He took too steep of an angle on the play, and it basically popped right out the same side, or the other side, excuse me, at the same angle that he shot it at. And it almost cost him there, but was able to get back into his net. Haven't really seen any great opportunities from either one of these clubs yet in this hockey game.
Back up to the line. Now that penalty is going to be killed. Each team now 0 for 1 with the power play. That's off the end boards. It's going to be Beatty with it. Outlets to the right wing. That's off the stick of Kingery and back into the Lakeville South Cougars zone we go. 4-all are your shots on goal so far for these two teams. Terrific venue that we love to come to this place. Very comfortable setting here for all fans and, I guess, production crews alike. So section seedings come out this weekend, and it gets on in earnest pretty much with the playoffs beginning. I believe it's Thursday, Saturday, and the following Tuesday. It's pretty much how it's going to play out. Now across the line, Buckingham is there as he's going to be wedged to the corner. And now reaching for that is Dickey up to the line. They go to the near side for Emerson. Emerson off the glass. He was bothered by Stone King, and here they come back through center. Across the line, it's England. Oh, they have a man down low. Billings, and a big save there. That was right off the melon.
Yeah, the 3-on-1, and they weren't able to turn it into, I can't even say a grade A chance, because that was kind of a shot that was at a tough angle, and it was high up and in tight, and really not a great opportunity after having a 3-on-1.
That thing evolved pretty much. It just appeared and happened.
It devolved afterwards.
Gunderson now up for Lutke. That's Tanner Lutke, the sophomore. Down the rail he goes. That's now on the stick for Jacob Gunderson. By the way, our producer, John Sands, wants to, we'll get there in a second, wants me to shoot a shout-out to both the Lakeville Prior Lake editions for getting them their Twitter handles for the highlight packages. So it makes life a lot easier, and they're all over it. Now Bakke with it across the line. Now it's handled and controlled by the defense, and Magnuson to center. Tanner Lutke comes away with it. Look out, that's taken away by Bump. He'll come away to the right side, gets away from one man, walks in from the off wing. That was blocked. Rebound. That one's blocked again. Two terrific plays there by Mason Johnson. Up to the line it goes. That one's off the end boards. Now it's Bakke with it. He flips that one to center. That hopped 2 sticks. And now it's going to pick up Magnuson's. And now it's going to be Malinsky across the line. This is an example of the D-man. Now Bakke gets it. Back to Malinsky. Scores! Oh, that's electric right there. The D-man jumps up. Bakke with the feed. It's 1-0 Lakeville South.
That was pretty amazing and pretty quick. A passing play. Defenders jumping into the play always create havoc. And it's just tough to keep track. You think you got everyone locked in. All of a sudden a blue liner jumps up into the play and there's an extra guy to deal with. In this case, it created a bit of a 2-on-1. What a nice passing play right upstairs. And that, we've been waiting for that. I mean,
that was magical
that's
right
a great
there,
A chance that we've been waiting for. We haven't seen it in this game. And they made it count.
When your D-men know when to and when to be an option, like an example like that, it becomes trouble because who's picking up who, and that's exactly what we saw there. Over to the near side now, Pritchard to the line it goes. Emerson shot wide of the mark. Willis waits. Now he plays ahead off Pritchard, sticks Schumacher, and Pritchard with a 2-on-1. Pritchard loads up. He wanted high blocker, nearly found it, just missed the mark off the glass. Now it's going to be on the stick of Portner. Back up to the line. Rister's deflected off the stick now of Prior Lake's Emerson to the corner. He gets that one ahead to Schumacher, and now it's going to be knocked ahead again. Magnuson on the play, but look out, there's Pritchard. He's been all over. Check that, that's Portner. He's been all over the place on this shift. Back in behind. It's going to be Emerson now. Off the boards they go with Duber. At the line. Watch out, here they come, walking and shooting. That one's blocked. Another shot. They score! They just advanced the puck and just kept battling away, Mike. It's 2-0.
Honestly, it just looks like Prior Lake kind of fell apart here in these last couple of shifts. They were defending so well, and all of a sudden Lakeville South has gathered up some loose pucks. And one loose puck was in center ice all the way in. The other one was in the offensive zone, and they've made both of them count with a couple quick little shots. So a couple quick little plays, and wow, all of a sudden 2-0.
4:45 to go in the first. Lakers will regroup back up high in their own zone with Magnuson. He'll angle this one in behind the net. Now it's on the stick of Lafferty. He looks over to the corner as the Lakers will try to force this one back in the corner, and a nice play there by Anderson to win the battle. That's going to be Lafferty that plays it over to the far side. Ahead on the feed was Sender. Now to the near side it goes for Miller. He took that pass from Doms. Now Miller. Fans want a penalty. They're not going to get it. And back in behind the net they go.
Well, fans were yelling before that last goal as well because there was a bit of a pick on the play, and that's what they were screaming for, an interference call, according to them. I'm not saying that it was.
Absolutely. Well, you know what's hilarious is what we used to call great defensive plays back in the 70s and 80s are now penalties.
Yeah.
Boy, that's a great play. Oh, I guess not anymore.
Well, now we call it water skiing.
Exactly. Here's Bump with their professionals back in the day. Bump angles in, toward the slot area, knocked away out of there by Doms. Now it's going to be the Lakers with it. Shot, pad save, Tyson. Gathered in by Miller, flutters it to center. And now it's on Emerson's stick. He'll play this one back in behind. And it's going to be picked up by Sender. Around they go. Nice touch pass. Billings plays to center. It's going to be now Emerson with it. He'll find his man on the move. And it's put over to the near side. It goes for Beatty. He'll gain the line. Loads and shoots. Knock the stick right out of Sender's hand. And now they're going to handle this one off behind the net. Who wants it? That was a 50-50 puck behind the net. Coming away with it are the Lakers, but that's going to be picked off. And back up the right wing side, Aaron Holtz. Back up through center. He's working on the defense of Emerson over to the far side. Now Aaron Holtz gets it back along the goal line. Look out. They had a man open in front. That was Stone King. And now it's off a pair of skates. England was there. He gets it back. Into the corner it goes. Lakers forced to retreat. Knocked off the puck, but staying on it was Beatty. Nice job. He absorbed a little bit of a shot there from Aaron Holtz. Now it's going to be Lutke with it. That's deflected off Baki's stick into the corner. Knocked over to the right wing side. Lakers will try to shovel the wall, but Lutke is there. Back in behind off the stick of Aaron Holtz. Here come the Lakers. That's fanned on. Now it's gathered in by Aaron Holtz again. Baki is there, goes behind the black. There's a quick snapper that's blocked out front. Ooh, and the gear. Stick came up on the mask.
I think it was going for the puck. Even the puck was up in the gear and up in the shoulder pads of one of the Laker players.
So that's an interesting one. If your stick is below your knees and hits a guy in the face, is that high sticking?
Yeah, I don't know.
I
don't think so, but
I
think that's what they're asking each other right now. The referees are talking about it, but
we're inserting ourselves in the conversation right now as we speak.
You could call it something else. I mean, if you give a guy a bit of a chop in the chin, even if you're going for the puck, I don't know what would they call it. I mean, but they're having a pretty good discussion about it. You could call it a slash or something like that.
I suppose that's a fair statement.
If they deemed that he was,
I can say it all the time. All the times I've done games, I don't know if I've ever seen that particularly.
Yeah.
No, accidental, not accidental. Yeah. Okay, so I guess if a guy is below your knees, it's a high stick. I'm sure Yanni Kiviami is going to say, "You're doing what?"
So that spells opportunity here for Prior Lake, who started the game really well. Just a couple of breakdowns cost them a couple of goals, and now they trail by a couple. So here's a big opportunity for them to close the gap before the end of the period. Oh, good save there.
Good one by Tyson sure.
But once again, the formula here has been shot, and the goaltender has nothing but vision all the way in. Like there is nobody in front of them, so that's where some traffic has to be created.
You got to get that face-off win in possession. Tyson the save, the rebound, back through, scores! Oh, the feed came from the left side by Jack Malinsky, and that was buried, I believe, by Alex Bump.
Well, they created a little bit of chaos there, and then finally they got a little bit of traffic from a shot in front, and it caromed around a little bit because the rebound came off the goaltender's equipment, and it gave them a second look at it. So they make it 2-1 here, and late in the period.
That might have been Matt Beatty rather on that one. We'll have to wait for the official call, but that's exactly what the doctor ordered. Joe Pankratz and his Lakers convert on the power play, cut it to a 2-1 game right now with $1:45 to go here in the first. Oh, Soderberg with the goal. We'll get it right yet.
Well, there was a lot of bodies around there, and he was able to just tap that one home on a second rebound.
Glove down, cross the line. It's going to be Ludke with it. He stood up on the play. Nice stiff check thrown there by Duber. And now Ludke kicks it over to Bakke, loads it up and pushes that one wide of the mark. Up high it goes and played back down by Johnson all the way around to the near boards. Malinsky's going to pinch, gets the battle there, tries to force that one past Magnuson, can't. And now Ludke takes over at center, look out, turns it over. Here they come. Back it across the line. That one rolls off the stick. Wow.
Well, that was an unforced error there. You can't throw that blindly to the middle of the ice, but it creates this quick little breakaway and just lost the puck.
Had a lot of heat. Sam Rice from behind there had some heat.
Glorious opportunity, man.
But sprung him right up the middle. Remains 2-1 now as we have 1 minute remaining in the period. That's deflected off the stick of Dickey. And now it's going to be back through center. Here they come with Pritchard. Pritchard's bothered on the play. Turned over across the line. Portner loads and shoots. Nice save made by Bakke. He squares up and makes the positional save.
Well, things are starting to loosen up here. Both teams are starting to get their opportunities.
Yeah, it doesn't have that cautious feel to it that it did earlier.
The last couple of shots on net had a lack of caution attached to them.
Yeah, no question. Oh, that one went pinball as it rattled its way through on Bakke as he sprawls and makes the save. Hockey Night in Minnesota presented by Tradition Companies. We've had ourselves a really fun year this year. It's been great to be a part of.
Had some great games, both the boys and girls.
Yeah, we really have.
Very entertaining.
Yeah, that one Saturday night was for the ages. St. Thomas Academy and EP got after it. Back at center ice it goes, deflected away. And then, you know, Hill Murray gets together with St. Thomas Academy a couple days later, and it's just absolutely Hill Murray lighting it up. So, I mean, you just never know. It's going to be a fun playoff. I mean, one and done. There's no series here, so obviously, you know, you could have a bad night and season over. You know, it's the team that can go 6-0 that gets it done. Only one can. Sent back in. All the way around it goes. Nice positional play by Beatty. Tomorrow night, on the MNHockey.tv, you got to check out the Hermantown channel because we've got Hermantown and Gentry Academy. Gentry Academy is undefeated. Everybody knows they got a number of players that are part of that team from their prep roster, playing against the Shaddocks of the world and the AAA world. And so because things have been kind of slowed down, at least that's what I've been hearing, their team is very good and can fly. So that should be a good one for everybody to check out. This one, 2-1 after one, they found their legs and off they go.
Well, it was a fun period that finally loosened up with these two teams starting to show some of the skill that they have inside the blue line. And we have a nice, tight hockey game.
We do. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have more high school hockey coming up for you here from the Dakotah Arena in lovely Prior Lake, Minnesota. It's 2-1 in favor of the Cougars. We'll be back right after this.
At the end of the day, it's about people. I come to work with this group, and I know they got my back, and they know I got theirs. And we have a, I heard from our top guy, Tip Ennebeck, way back, if you treat people with respect, you do what you say you're gonna do. I just feel like it's all about people, and not only for internally with the people that I work with, but our clients, and that's the way I look at it. Every situation I'm in, I'm like, what would I do if I was in your shoes? When we started in 1998, Tip sat us down and said, here's what we're gonna do. We're going to take 5% of our profits and we're going to give them back to the communities and the charities that we support. And over the years it's sunk in. And he said to me multiple times in our companies, the more I give, the better off I do. And it's hard to get your head around that when you're young, but as you kind of go through a career and you see clients and you see companies and you see difficult situations and you work through all this stuff, and you really kind of understand as an adult or an experienced person in the workforce, really what it does matter, what it is all about. And I think we far exceed 5% now. I'll tell you what, it sure feels good. We're doing a lot of good out there.
It's an exciting day no matter what. There's a lot of things that are mundane, but you always have the exciting points of the day where we're developing in a new area, we're expanding in a new area, or we're finally seeing like Spirit of Brenton Farms be fully developed, from day one. Over 10 years ago.
The difference maker is just the personal interest level we take, where it's just more than a job. We really feel, passion for serving the clients and really taking care of them. I think the loan officer group we have, it's not about the money, it's about the satisfaction when you're sitting at the closing table with the clients and you've done a good job for them and they're happy, and you see the joy that you bring their families. Helping be a guide for someone when they're going through what quite typically is the largest single investment someone's going to make in their life, their home, for that trust they place in us. It's really satisfying to be able to provide that service. And I think that there's a little bit of a oversimplification of what the mortgage process is really all about, and certainly the ability to close a transaction quickly and with the least amount of brain damage involved, I can appreciate, but there's a tremendous amount of thought that needs to go into the selection of the product itself, and then to be able to sit down with a experienced professional is extremely important to make sure you're making the right choice. And once we've come to that conclusion that this does make sense and the customer does want to move forward, certainly being able to fast track it and use all the technology available to get to the closing table as fast and as efficiently as possible.
We welcome you back here between periods of the Lakeville South Cougars and the Prior Lake Lakers, and score reads 2-1 in favor of the Cougars. They had a couple of odd man rush goals where they clearly finished in. There's a power play goal by Bennett Soderberg for the Prior Lake Lakers that brought them within 2-1. So here we sit, Mike, and I think we talked a little bit about a potential letdown for the Lakeville South Cougars, and the one thing is the Lakers are going to play it tight to the vest, and they're not going to give up a lot. And seeing those two odd man rushes is uncharacteristic for Joe Pankrat's team for sure.
Yeah, just a little bit sloppy, but other than that, I thought they did a pretty good job of getting back to their game.
Here we go. We get ready to start the second period. Lakers from left to right, and their white navies and yellows. They'll regroup back in their own zone. To the near side they go for Magnuson. That's deflected in off the stick of Bump, and Tyson's just going to trap it. That's why they call it the trapper, right?
You gotta find ways to play that puck, and trust me, I know it's a big looping puck that you have to somehow manage. That's harder than you think. The rule is if you don't have to let it bounce, don't. In this case, he had to, but as soon as that puck bounces, it can be a trouble.
You know, when a puck bounces, it's really no different than a football. You just don't know where it's going. It's not like a baseball. Out of the far side it goes. Aaron Holes looked out front for Lutke. That was swatted away. Now it's to the left wing side, and out of the zone come the Lakers. Bump is going to try to go inside out, and he's stopped by Malinsky on that play. Bounding puck kicked away there by Tyson from the seated position.
Two very good saves there, because that was a kind of a loose puck. Good hard shot, and then the rebound as well.
Turned aside by Bashi. Now it's the Lakers to chip it around the boards. Up the right wing side they go with it. It's going to be Magnuson back in behind. We just caught word that the Duluth East Greyhounds, this is an unconfirmed source, have COVID, which obviously sends teams out for 2 weeks, so that'd be tougher. Oh, look at that. Baki with a nice little play. Scores! Handcuffs the goaltender, but he did the little leg kick. Clearly knew what he was doing in the scoring area there, and you'll see him finish beautifully.
Well, he gets two defenders to commit. One stands straight up, the other goes down, slides. The goaltender just can't corral that shot that looked like it went in between the body and the glove. And what a tremendous goal. I tell you what, Lakeville South has been fairly sloppy in the other parts of the ice, but from the top of the circles on down, they've been lights out with their opportunities.
Baki came into this game with 40 points. He's been a leader for them up front. They're very happy with the way he played against the Kyle Kukkonen line at Maple Grove. It's been regarded as one of the top lines in the state. Speaking of which, we hear Jackson Blake is back in the lineup for the Eden Prairie Eagles as they square off with the St. Thomas Academy Cadets. Now the puck is played over to the right wing side. Handled by the Lakers. Nice feed. The quick slapper was blocked. That shot by Beatty did not get through. And now it's down to the corner. Gunderson was there. Now it's taken away by Novak.
I think it was Gunderson that stepped up and blocked that shot, and not even a flinch. I mean, he stepped right out and
took it like a man, didn't he?
He got it off the shin pad.
Miller.
Nice play.
Off his stick. And now it's going to be fluttered back to the line, nearly stolen away there by Kingery. And now it's going to be the Cougars. Novak regroups over to the near boards for Doms. Doms will find an opening, get it in deep as they'll get a forward change. Actually, they're going to go wholesale as they go long ahead. That's enough off the stick of Kingery to keep it alive as it's played around to Malinsky to the right wing side. At center, it's going to be stopped there by Emerson. And the Cougars will advance that one ahead, back on it through center. Nice little play by Malinsky.
There was too many men on the ice there. I mean, I'm surprised that wasn't called. I mean, for like a good long period of time.
Let's see if we can see it here.
I mean, Look at that. That one just getting off right now, there's like 6 guys.
There's number 6.
There's all kinds of guys out there. And I'm not talking about 2 feet from the bench. I'm talking about like
full
a good
on
20
shift.
feet.
Yeah. The best part is when the guy gets on the bench, they have one leg hanging over and they're looking. I'm like, get it in here.
Yeah.
Even though they're not.
Don't give the referee any ideas.
Oh, there's a nice save by Bashi on the bid. Down low, quick opportunity there by Portner. Puck will be pushed down by Pritchard. Oh, another save by Bashi. Got the stick on that. Willis has that deflect up. Now it's Johnson all the way around behind. That's too far. To the far wall it goes. Hadland is there. Hadland's forced back in behind his own net as he'll outlet to the right wing side for Soderberg. Plays that one ahead. And now it's going to be cut off by Tyson. He'll ring it to the near walls. The big frame, and Soderberg down the wall keeps it alive. Now it's going to be Willis. Nifty move. Gets away from one man. Back through center he goes. Willis to Pritchard. He stood up. Willis went in to support. Comes back away with it. Bumps the boards. It's going to be Beatty with it. He's going to send a long pass on the tape there for Soderberg at center. Now it's going to be sent right back through as that is going to be into the Prior Lake zone as they'll regroup. Again, more changes for each roster. That's off a stick, and now it's going to be gathered by Schumacher across the line. Poke checked. Nice little play there with the busy stick by Johnson. Now it's going to be turned back toward Tyson in goal. Wraparound attempt gets through the slot area. That's played off the boards by Billins, and now to the corner it goes. It'll be picked up once again by Malinsky to the right wing side. Here come the Cougars through center. Billins for England as he's going to deflect that one in deep and go get his own. That's going to be knocked off the boards, but picked off by Billins. Oh, a pounding puck. Tough one to handle there by Bashi. Played over to the near boards. They'll chip this one to center. It's Cougars regroup. Bump this off the boards and play this one in deep. Back out of the zone they go. Cutting away from traffic to the left wing side. It's on Sam Rice's stick as he's going to pull up on the left dot. Another number 11's bothering him and Billins as it's played to the near side. England comes away with it. Back into the corner he goes. Chopped at through by Schumacher. Oh, yeah. He goes down to the knees. It's going to be a delayed penalty.
Absolutely.
One too many there. They're onside. There's a feed that's going to work its way all the way through. Who's going to get there first? It's cut off by Kingery, and the hook from back in behind the play.
Sometimes get away with that if you're moving your feet, but that was up in under the arm, and as soon as that player went to the knee, the referee had that.
What happened right after you heard some gear slap off the stick, and what's the first thing an official is going to do? He's going to look over that way, and then when he sees it in there, he's going to say, whoop, here we go. Lutke in the corner. They go through. Oh, the stick was tied up. And back up through center ice they go.
Baki's a righty. He was in the
He was ready to bury.
He was
Bump
right
is there.
That was a good defensive play.
Sent back. At least that's what we would have said in the 70s and 80s. Novak back up to the line now. Bump. Hadland will play that in for Prior Lake. Minute and a half to go on the power play now for the Cougars as they'll regroup in their own zone. They look up ice. Malinsky over to the right wing side. Aaron Holes is going to have to change course. Now it's going to be Soderberg. Look out, he's dangerous. Oh, he had a feed to Rice in the high slot area as that one's off the stick. And Aaron Holes brings it back across the line.
Lakeville South's done that a couple times in this game. Just kind of errant tosses to the middle of the ice by defenders. And it's given up opportunities both times.
Malinsky gets it, turns it back up to Lutke. Crossed the line and stood up as Baki. Nice defensive play there by Magnuson, the senior defenseman. Now Malinsky, a long pass ahead. Lutke, who he had Baki in the middle. Baki's going to go straight through. Snuck in. Novak with it. They decided to take the patience and set up. Malinsky, ooh, that hit Magnuson on the way in, and he felt every bit of it. Aaron Holes knocked away from him by Beatty. Some support for the Cougars, but nice hard work up the wall by Rice. Or check that bump. Bump is going to move his feet. He's tough to move. Here he comes in on goal to the back, and off the post, he scores! Oh, that thing started from the end, and he just willed it to the back of the net.
What an incredible individual effort. Short-handed goal for the Lakers, and That's a power forward move. Down the wall. Don't let yourself get pinched off. Normally players can't fight their way through that. He was able to fight his way through that. Keep the puck. Take it right to the blue paint and backhand off the post. What a great individual play by Bump.
He just kept his feet moving the whole way up the wall. He was impeded 2 or 3 times.
His size helped him on that one. There's no doubt about it.
So the shorty, still 22 to go. Unassisted officially for Alex Bump. 6:53 the time on the shorty. Now to the right wing side they go with Billings across the line to the near side. Portner was there, chipped the glass to the Lakers, and that'll go all the way back into the Lakeville South zone. Johnson will absorb the hit and play it to the near side for Doms. Now Portner with it. Run into there by Kingery. Turnover and back across the line. There's a shot that's deflected and on the stick for Buckingham.
One thing Prior Lake's done a good job of is established a physical game.
Ooh. Glove save and a pad save there off the bid from Buckingham, and that physical game created a chance right there.
Absolutely, because a good hit in the corner, and all of a sudden there's a little bit of open space. They're starting to use that physical play, whether it's strong on the wall or whether it's just a good solid finishing of the check.
You know, you see a good team in the defensive zone do exactly what Lakeville South did. They started to get all pulled out of position a little bit, sagged over to this near boards, and everybody just sort of looked at each other and backed away and got to where their space is and where they need to go, and they iced the puck, but they got possession. And even at the NHL level, you see teams panic and run. That was really, really responsible there.
You get some puck watching sometimes too, so you gotta be looking over your shoulder. Puck's not going to score itself. It's got to be an open guy that takes it.
That puck watching is a phenomenon. We even see it in the show. It's unbelievable. Lutke with it now, plays it to the right wing side. There's a wrister in on goal. Bashi will gobble that one up. I mean, I think the interesting part about this game is the tops of the circle down explosivity of Lakeville South, their ability to finish and close.
They can smell it. I mean,
yes.
You know that usually that denotes finishers when you know, like I said earlier, they're sloppy in a lot of parts of the ice, but you get them from the face-off circles down and they make a couple of nice little plays. It's because they have that finisher attitude.
Clean face-off win by the Cougars. They're going to guide this one back in behind the net. Lutke comes over, read into the glove and held onto by Bashi. I just noticed they've got banners. Looks like of every Class AA team up here. And Class A team. It's pretty impressive. About 146 of them. That's how many there should be anyway.
Don't start counting them.
Did you see me?
Yeah.
Mike's like, I lost Wags forever tonight. He went rabbit.
4 goals were scored, but he counted the banners.
Squirrel. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I can tell you how many banners there are. Nice little touch here in Prior Lake. Through center ice they go. Miller with it, leaves that one off. Fans want the offsides call. They're not going to get it. Now behind the net they go with Doms. Doms along to Miller. You know, Eli Miller was a freshman last year and had a nice campaign as a freshman. And watching him grow into the game, it's been fun here this year as a sophomore, and a penalty coming up, though, from the corner.
Yeah, Dom's got an interference call there, kind of just picked, just a little bit of a pick, rolling out of the corner. So Prior Lake will have a chance to tie this one up.
Face-off pulled back. Lakers control. That's going to be touched up to Anderson. Now Bump from the right circle. Wanted the high glove. Labeled it. Anderson will reach and gather in the neutral zone. Rink wide he goes to Bump. Back in across the boards. Took his man Hadland by surprise. Bashi will set up behind his own net. 7:39 to go in the period. They'll bump the boards now. It's going to be Bump. Watched on the play by Aaron Holes. Forces the turnover. And now it's on the stick for Hadland. Right wing for Soderberg, keeps it alive. He's going to chase this one down the wall. It's knocked at, but now it's back into the corner. They'll look out front. Up to the high point it goes for Beatty. Beatty loses the handle. Back into the neutral zone it goes. Puck rolled on him a little bit there. Bakke watches. Beatty takes that one back from Anderson. From center ice to the right wing for Bump across the line. Now Bump will control into the corner. Calmly up to the line. There's a slapper taken by Anderson that's turned aside by Tyson. Back around a Bump from the right corner. Lays it down. Looks back to the middle. Instead, he's going to walk, hold, and shoot. Oh, that was deflected a couple of ways. Back to the corner it goes. Malinsky gathers and plays it around the wall as that's knocked down at center ice by Beatty. On the stick now for Anderson. Watched by Bakke. Nice collision there. No turnover, though. There's a shot. Tyson the save, the rebound. Malinsky gets on his man and Duber. Duber plays this one back up high. Held on to the near side it goes for Magnuson. A big shot in on goal. I like the way that thing evolved, and Tyson squared up with a good save.
I like the way it evolved, but once again, when you see nothing but goaltender from the goaltender out to the blue line, that means that he's going to see it all the way in, and that's exactly what happened. That's a save that catches right in the midsection like he did. That's where the guy battling in front of the net has to ignore that. Don't tie up with that defender. Go out there and create a vision loss in a sense for the goaltender.
Puck's held on to, loaded in. Oh, the save by Tyson nearly dribbled to the goal line. It didn't make it.
It hit the post.
Oh, it did?
It dribbled past him and it hit the pipe and came back, and I don't know how they didn't tap that one in.
Back in behind the net it goes now. That's going to be Emerson. He'll leave it off to the near corner for Magnuson. Cougars dodge the bullet, kill the penalty. They have the 1-goal lead here at 3-2. Around the wall it goes. Rice tries to play that one through. We'll see a 5-on-5. You know, you see so often teams get energized with the power play, with the offensive zone time increasing, and we'll see if it carries through here. Schumacher trying to kick that free. 2-on-2 battle from the corner. Now it's going to be played through. Of course, we were hearing probably another game being broadcast on the MNHockeyTV. There's a wrist shot that's blocked away, and back out of the zone they come. Willis looks to go inside out on the defense, but he stood up by Emerson, and down goes Willis. To the near boards it goes. Racing into this one is Kingery through center. Forced to stop at the line. There was Buckingham. Now it's going to be picked up on the way out by Brett Johnson. Willis was there. Now it's shoveled back up by Gunderson, but not out. Portner. Now it's gloved ahead across the line. Saved by Bashi. That was a bullet that took him by surprise off the heel of the stick from Pritchard. Now it's Bump to come away with it. Plays that one ahead. Now back out of the zone they go with Anderson. Anderson finds an opening. Another penalty coming up. This is going to be on the Cougars.
He might take them both now, though. That might be a bad retaliation. I will see what the referee's going to do here. There's a high stick, which is going to be called. Let's see if there's going to be anyone going with them. Looks like it's just the one. Slash.
Slashing penalty to Jacob Gunderson and the Cougars. And another power play for the Lakers. 4:27 to go here in the second. Officials had another discussion over on the far side. I wonder, Mike, if they're talking about taking a second.
Well, as I mentioned, it was, to me, it looked like a referee, especially because he even shoved Bashi into the referee as well on the retaliation. So I'm surprised, but I think they're just going to call the one penalty in the conversations with. I think that's what the coach right now is talking to the referee. I guarantee it. He's saying, well, what about that late hit retaliation by that player after you called the other penalty? It was Jackson Anderson was the one who finished a little bit late there, and I'm pretty sure that's what the coach is asking.
Yanni was pointing down to the far corner there, and they said, what about here, what about there? You can almost, through the mask, hear what was being said. From the corner they go with it, now back up to the line. Great opportunity for the Lakers here to make something happen. Emerson Shot through. That one's blocked away. Magnuson behind the net. Cut off. Nice play. Right out to the middle. Ooh, they nearly were able to spring Baki. What do we have?
I don't know. I don't like that call at all.
Did he say hand pass?
Yep, that's what he said. I mean, and I can see it. He trapped it.
Take a look.
And it got kind of kicked forward a little bit. But didn't he play it to himself?
I thought he did.
I mean,
that's what I saw.
I mean, if he blocks it and then plays it himself, you can't glove it to yourself.
Last time I checked, you could do that.
I did not like that call as soon as I saw it.
Now it's Rice to the left wing side. Forced into the corner. Rice will watch that one off the stick now of Duber. And it's to the line. Look out. Oh, Baki's impeded.
Yeah.
No call.
Wow. That is, I'm surprised that's not an interference call.
Across the line they go. Turning away from traffic. Back up high to the line. There's a slapper that's deflected away. That was Emerson on the bid. Now Malinsky. Rice plays this around the wall. Quickly over to make the play is Magnuson. They find an opening and send it the length of the ice. 50 to go in the power play. 3:15 in the period. 3-2 Cougar lead. This is a close one. This has all the markings of going down to the wire between these two teams. 6-3 was the Lakeville South Cougar win earlier in the season. Back in across the line. Bump was going to be forced wide. Watched on the play by the defense of Mason Johnson. Now it's going to be Anderson over to the far side as he finds his man Beatty. Back to Anderson, down to Bump. Touch pass back to Anderson. Bump now from the right circle.
Oh, they're making some real. They're really digging deep in the rule book for some of these infractions.
Man in the crease.
It's man in the crease is going to go all the way back, or at least it's going to come outside. Excuse me, but man.
How many games have we done?
Really digging deep.
How many games have we done where we've seen that called?
Well, or yeah.
Especially on a power play. Couple of 19s in the circle. Bump and Aaron Holes. Bump pulls it away. Plays this one back over to the right-left side for Beatty. Now it's going to be Anderson. Played that one ahead.
Definitely, this game's definitely gotten a lot chippier here in the second period.
Yeah, it's definitely contested for sure. Oh, look out. Turnover in front. Scores! Oh, you give an opportunity, they're going to finish. That's an even strength goal.
That's a terrible unforced error there by the Prior Lake Lakers. They got to be kicking themselves for that. Just a miscommunication between the goaltender and defender, and it's a bang-bang play.
So 4-2. This is the third two-goal lead that the Cougars have had in this one. 2:25 to go.
Here's the thing: is that I think Prior Lake's playing a good hockey game. I really do. I think they've played a solid game throughout, and there's just been a handful of breakdowns that have cost them. If you're playing a team like Lakeville South, you got to know that if you give them a chance, they're probably going to score on it, and that's what's happened here.
And that's what they do. They force you into odd man situations down low, and they have guys that you mentioned that are finishers, and they can finish. Ludke looks ahead, held in at the line there by Schumacher. Back in behind the net, knocked away. It's a big battle off the end boards. Brett Johnson was in there. And now it's going to be played up to Ludke as he'll play to center. Now it's across the line with Baki. Oh, nice feed to the right wing side. He's a playmaker and a finisher. Now Ludke, that shot's blocked away. And on the stick of Schumacher as he's going to regroup and turn it off the boards. Looking for Rice, who chips back into center. Now it's Gunderson with it as he'll look over to the right wing side. Miller's going to tap that one in as Emerson comes back with it. His stick gets up on his man, and now it's going to be played to the left wing side. That's off the stick of Schumacher and controlled by the Cougars. Novak accelerates back through center, plays it to an open wing for Miller. He runs into a check by Emerson, and they'll turn over. Look out. Doms just missed the mark by an inch. We have 1 minute remaining as you hear. Back in across the line they go with it.
Prior Lake needs a change, boy. They're a little bit tired there, and long change period, they are fortunate to get that.
Puck
so
comes in on
fresh bodies
Tyson.
out there.
That was big. For a couple golden opportunities. That shot that slithered wide was awfully close to a 3-goal margin right there. Bump to face off in against Pritchard, or Portner rather. Over to the near boards it goes now.
Oh,
heavy hit down the rail. Soderberg through the leather on Willis. Now Portner with it. Outlets right wing side. Here come the Cougars through center. And it's going to be guided in there by Pritchard. Back behind his own net, it's going to be Magnuson. Magnuson will look up to the left wing side. That's too far. Will it make it in on goal? It will not. And icing the call with 17.8 to go. Back into the Lakers zone we go. Defensive zone faceoff for Prior Lake.
Prior Lakes found themselves in a situation where they just, you can't afford to give any more up the rest of the way here if you have a chance to win. I mean, Lakeville South's not going to give up another 4 goals, I don't think. So you better be pretty solid defensively.
Bashi was there to close the door up high at the top of the crease area there. Aaron Holes in on the draw against Bump, who gets it over to the left wing side, knocked to center by Hadland, and that's going to be Johnson to play it off the right wing boards for Malinsky. Bashi the save, as that'll do it for the period. And the Cougars, with the 4-2 lead, went to work when they needed to, took advantage of their opportunities.
Yeah, their opportunities, there's no question about that, and it was in some cases unforced errors by Lakeville, by Prior Lake. They just need to shore up that part of their game and go back to work. As I said, I think Prior Lake's playing a pretty decent game.
We'll take a timeout when we come back. Hockey Night in Minnesota, presented by Tradition Companies, continues. It's the Cougars 4 and the Lakers 2.
The history of Tradition Capital Bank goes back to 2005. There were a couple different companies in existence already, Tradition Mortgage and Tradition Wealth Management. And I had known Eric Hendrickson, the president of Tradition Mortgage. Another gentleman by the name of Reed Evenson knew a gentleman by the name of Tip Ennebeck and said, hey, how cool would it be to start a bank someday to really serve our clients, not only on the mortgage side of things, not only on the wealth management side of the business, but to have a bank that can serve all their needs. And so we literally, with a group of investors back in 2005, $10 million of capital, started Tradition Capital Bank. Since 2005, we've grown every year, year over year, just taking care of clients through relationships. We're all about relationships at Tradition, and we want to take care of our clients well. We started with $10 million in capital, and 15 years later, coming into our 15th year of business, we are now an $850 million bank that has a business banking division that serves small business clients. We have a private banking division that serves clients individually. And we also have a construction development and mortgage business that works nicely with our other companies, providing housing to thousands of people year over year. At Tradition, we're a high-touch, high-tech bank. And what I mean by that is we have one-on-one relationships with all of our clients. When you walk in, we know you by name. Yet, when it's Saturday night and you're working on things, you can do online banking, mobile banking, and have access to all of the technology that all the big banks have to offer. So you get the best of both worlds, high touch, high tech.
Welcome back to the Dakotah Arena here in Prior Lake, Minnesota, where it's the Lakeville South Cougars leading by a score of 4-2 over the Prior Lake Lakers. And Mike, it should be an interesting third period. We've seen some explosivity out of the Cougars, and it's not like Prior Lake's not getting their chances either.
Yeah, and as I mentioned, Prior Lake cannot afford to make any more mistakes. And and if they do, those mistakes can end up in the back of their net. As I mentioned, the Cougars aren't going to give up. I mean, they're giving up. They're not going to give up another 3 or 4 goals, right?
Yeah,
you better hold pat and hope you score the 3 that's going to be very difficult to get to. As it is.
They're basically giving up about 1 a game, Lakeville South. And when you have to score 4 to tie and 5 to win, you're asking to do a lot.
We'll see. That's
why you play.
These types of games that maybe bring a little bit more of the adrenaline just because of the nature of the game and the time of the season and all that. Maybe they have it in them. We'll see.
Knocked away there. And that one's going to be whistled down. Lakeville South will finish against Yanni Kivialmi's old team in the Burnsville Blaze at home on Saturday. And for Prior Lake, they will be closing out the campaign at the Apple Valley Sports Arena against the Apple Valley Eagles, with the playoffs looming for everybody. This one will be played off the side of the goal. Bump is there now with it. He's going to advance that one ahead for Soderberg. Jammed off the boards right by the turnbuckle. Now it's Malinsky around the wall. Pinching and reading that is Anderson. And they're going to guide this back over to the far side as it's Magnuson who flips that one through. Look out, here comes Aaron Holes with it, shooting and a pad save. By the way, I got clarification between periods. You're going to love this on that hand pass thing. Oh, here comes a possible breakaway. Too far for Soderberg. Out comes Tyson, and off the boards it goes.
Well, there was that mistake that didn't cost Prior Lake, and then another mistake that did cost them by not
off the post
putting that puck in the net. That was a 2-on-0 that they made an errant pass on.
What just happened here? We had that, and then we had one off the post.
You had a breakaway that he didn't score on. You had a 2-on-0 that didn't materialize into even a shot, and then you had one to go off the post here. I mean, I'm telling you, playing with fire.
Our producer, John Sands, said he had a ref reach out to him and tell me that you can't hand pass to yourself if you advance the puck. If you drop it and don't advance it, then it's fine.
Yeah, I looked at it more as I didn't, and like I said, the linesman's allowed to make his judgment on that. It looked like to me that he blocked that clearing attempt and then played it, but maybe they felt that he advanced it with the glove regardless. So yeah, that's a.
Still, I'm confused.
It's crazy.
Just too much for me.
Crazy. Like I said, there's a couple
of
calls there. They had to dig real deep.
I know. Just got a headache thinking about it. We'll just leave it at that. That one's turned up off the netting. Cougars have a 22-19 shots on goal advantage here. Pretty even in that category. 4-2 on the scoreboard for Lakeville South. Third period now, 15-15 showing on the clock. And taking this from the right wing side is going to be Miller. He'll race up, tries to get through a pair of legs. Back in behind it goes. That's Rung the dasher, and that hits Rice. He'll glove it down.
What's that? That could have been called the very same thing.
We'd like some more clarification, please.
Clarify that.
There's a blocker pass to the near side.
He took it off the dasher, tossed it ahead of him, and skated into it. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, in front. Scores! Oh, opportunistic. The Prior Lake Lakers are battling, and they're not going away here in the third period.
Oh, good pinch right here. And just a quick little feed and a nice shot inside the post. And so all of a sudden it gets very, very interesting here. And like I said, both teams are playing with fire here in this period. They've given up the potential of some pretty glorious chances.
We had a possible breakaway or a 2-on-0. We had a crossbar down the other way. And then now we have the third goal for the Lakers. Blake Dickey, the goal scorer. Will Schumacher and Aiden Emerson were in on the assists for that one. Ooh, losing an edge there is Malinsky, and he lost the puck. But there's Kingery. He got poke checked. Willis off the boards. And here come the Cougars back through center with Portner back in behind. And the Lakers will muscle that one out of the zone. Bump from the left wing side. Malinsky gets enough of him to break up that rush as Willis will come away with it. Nice feed over to the far corner. And back up out of the zone they go with Mason Johnson. He'll control in across the line. He'll try to play that one around the defensive Anderson, who poke checked that. Now back into the corner. It's Portner with it. He'll walk this one up. Portner now plays this one over to the far corner. Bakke has it. He's watched on the play by Anderson. Bounding puck to the line. And now it's a couple of number 4s. You've got Magnuson and Lutke. Malinsky throws the body. Back up for Lutke. He's going to play this around the wall. The Karam all the way over to the far side. Aaron Holes lets it go. Johnson's shots deflected off the gear of Magnuson from the corner. Now it's going to be pulled away by Aaron Holes. Now he gets it up to the line. That feed came from Lutke. Shot came in. Bakke's there. Malinsky snuck that one through. That's off the glass. Kept alive. Knocked away now by the Lakers. They try to play this one out of the zone, but Lutke pinches off the wall. We're at the 4-minute mark here of the third as they find an opening and send that back into the Cougar zone.
Well, Lakeville South felt the pressure. They pressed it back the other way. So now they're starting to get some more zone time here. And I think they enjoyed that 2-goal lead more than this one right here. They almost had another one evaporate on them a few days ago, so I think that they realized that
big push
teams
there by
are playing a little
Maple Grove.
Yep, the teams are playing a little bit aggressive right now, a lot of adrenaline, and so you can't open it up.
One thing this Cougar team does is you clearly can see they don't panic, though, as a group. They stay to the way they're to play through all 3 zones. This one's pushed away. Billings was there. Now to the left wing side, it's England with it. He's wedged on a fine play there by Emerson. And now it's on the stick of Beatty, who looks back to the right wing side. Billings sends that one through. It's knocked away. Now it's going to be Schumacher. He'll wind it up to the right wing side. He's going to cut back through the middle. Schumacher wide to the left side, stays on it. Tried to go inside. Tyson puts the paddle down. Covers, face off to his right.
Well, so far, the formula that we talked about, for Prior Lake that is holding pat. Even if the mistakes they made didn't materialize in goals, they scored one, made it a little bit interesting here. Still would have to score 2 goals to win this game, but right now they're pressuring.
Willis was there. Now it's back up to the line. Simonson. Yeah, they're going to play this one to the final buzzer. You know that much. As Hadland is there. Bump as well. Watched wide on the play. So big and strong. See how he fished that right off that check. Soderberg collides back in the slot area with Malinsky. Now it's off the right wing wall. Soderberg's going to forecheck as that's bumped off the wall by Mason Johnson. Now it's Pritchard. Gets that one through the legs of Simonson. Fanned on twice, swing and a miss, strike 2. Now it's off the end boards. They're looking, so there's strike 3. Pritchard in on goal. 3 fans in a row, two different guys, but you get the bit.
Well, the formula for Lakeville South obviously is to capitalize on any mistakes, be smart in your own zone, and discipline. See if they're able to carry that through as they have the lead right now. Plenty of time left in this one, though.
1-goal lead here in the third. Clean win. The shot taken from the line by Lafferty. Now it's Anderson with it from the left wing side. Lafferty is there. That's going to be gloved down. Anderson will work it across the line. Blocked on the play off the stick of Wyatt Sender. Baki shovels to center, didn't have anywhere to go with it. Nice play there. And that's going to be gloved down and handled by Anderson. Anderson calmly turns away from Baki, who stays on him. Ooh, nice positional play there by the Cougars centerman, who forced him wide, nearly came away with a turnover there. And Lutke finishes the deal at center. Oh, look out, nearly loses the handle. Down on the play goes Dickey. And now it's Baki to play that one through center. Anderson to the near boards. It's going to be guided in by Buckingham. Behind is Tyson around to the far wall. From the right side, in on goal from Kingery, as that's turned aside by Tyson. Knocked away, look out. Kingery now in a foot race with Brett Johnson. Now it's played to the near side on the stick of Emerson. He'll play this behind. Tyson will watch that one go. Now the end boards for the Prior Lake Lakers. Looking for the call there. Wanting the hook was Beatty. Billings now to take the draw in against Duber. Both get tossed. No, I guess Billings stays. No, they don't get tossed. They just get scolded.
Stern talking to.
Scolded, maybe. There's a shot. I liked it. He slapped the stick, didn't just mistimed it a little bit. Through the slot area it goes. That's off the gear of Billings. They'll play this one back up to the line. England was there, but that's going to be taken away by the Lakers. Long shot through. Tyson, ooh, looked into the midsection there. Looked back over the shoulder. Looked like he wasn't sure where that one was going.
Yeah, he didn't see where it came from either. That's a good screenplay right there. The goaltender had to feel that one and make sure that he didn't give up a little trickler somewhere.
The moving screen. Face off to the line, sent back in by the Lakers. I thank Brad Soderberg of the team that does Prior Lake hockey, stepping aside and allowing us to make this the game of the week. Much appreciated. His son Bennett notches one here tonight. Back up to the line they go with it. There's a wrister, redirect, rebound. Oh, puck trickles to the near side, and calmly out of the zone they go.
That's exactly the type of traffic you need to create, and that rebound was just sitting there waiting for someone to tap it in.
Off the end boards, there's Willis. Working is Emerson. Now it's pushed along by Pritchard. Also helping out defensively is Beatty. Cougars kick it along the wall. That's off a stick. Who wants it? Back up to the line. Malinsky pushes that through, steered out of there by Bashi. Now Willis back in behind. Walking into that one is Emerson. And they look back up to the line for Malinsky. Oh, look at that. That was really noticed at the last second by Bashi.
Well, you're going to see a bit of tightening going on now because both teams don't want to give one up, each for a different reason.
Either way, absolutely. 8:30 to go. Baki across the line, stays with it. Nice feed. Oh, there's a shot by Aaron. Oh, and a big save by Bashi. Got the left pad down on that. Now bump watch by Lutke from center ice. They're going to say an icing call. Didn't quite get the center red. We'll bring that back into Prior Lake territory. Was shy of it by a couple of feet before he sent it in deep.
This is still anyone's game. I mean, no one's been outplayed in this hockey game by any means. But Prior Lake has a little bit more work to do.
Now it's Aaron Holes. Baki. You can't get complacent either because a guy like Baki is going to turn that thing right back at you with one of those quick chances and finish. Picked up his 20th here tonight. Pretty nice feat with an 18-game schedule. You get it done in your 17th. Nice campaign for that young man. His father, of course, a referee, has been for years. Did some WCHA work. And we see him on a lot of these big high school games. In fact, he does a lot of our games of the week. But he's obviously not out there tonight. Played back over off the far corner. They'll hustle their way back through. England now. He has Billings on the move. Boy, they like to go straight up the middle to the net on those 3-on-2s.
Center drive.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what drags the defenseman with you. And if you don't, that shot comes in and a rebound's sitting there for you.
You know, that used to be such a commonplace in the NHL, 10, 15 years ago? You don't see it as much anymore?
And 20 years ago, it was the trailer.
Oh, the trailer.
Oh,
yeah, drop the trailer.
Now they spread them wide.
Drive the wing.
Now the defenseman jumps up in the play, a 4 wide if you can manage it.
If you got a heads-up D-man, you can turn it into the 4-on-2.
Yep.
Knocked down in the neutral zone. Pritchard is there. Rolling puck. Here comes Portner across the line. Oh, he stays with it. Steered aside there by the stick of Bashi. 6:55 to go in the third. Back through center they go with Rice. He's shut down. Heavily hit there by Tate Pritchard. Now it's going to be picked up by Malinsky. He's going to be bumped on the play. Gets a little bit of help down low with Portner. And the Lakers will try to keep the zone. They do momentarily, but now it's going to be Portner to the left wing side on the stick of Willis. He'll ring it all the way to the near wall. Malinsky gathers. Nope, now it's going to be Willis with it. Over to the left side. Johnson's shot's deflected. Now it's going to be played to the left wing. Malinsky knocks that one back through. Off the glass, glove down. That's off the glove of Schumacher. And now here comes Lutke across the line. And they'll play this to the right wing side. Magnuson tries to go inside out. Tyson quickly bumps off the boards. Aaron Holes was there. Now bump, knocks that one down in offside. Didn't see the man on the right wing in Will Magnuson working his way out of the zone. We'll face off outside the zone. 5:54 to go. Is there a timeout taken?
Nope, just the other side of the
okay.
ice for the face-off, yep.
I thought the same thing. Yeah, you see everybody stand up. You go, oh, okay. Their side it goes. Back into the Prior Lake zone. Anderson finds his partner in Magnuson. Aaron Holes cuts that off. Now Lutke's going to play behind. Bakke was knocked down on the play by Anderson. Off the boards. There's a shot that's blocked. Knocked away. Oh, it's still bounding at the line. Now it's poked to center. Anderson was there. Now Gunderson steps up. Plays this one back and around. Bakke waits for it. That one's blocked. And they'll play this one back through the neutral zone. Magnuson comes away with it. Aaron Holes sticks that one down. Across the line. Ooh, he had Lutke, and that is offside at the line.
Prior Lake's trying to drum something up to get the puck out through the neutral zone with a few extra bodies, but they just haven't been able to connect anything here.
That would have been interesting. Billings pushes it through the legs, but nice job by the Lakers to thwart that and bounce it back in wide. Tyson reaches out with the stick. Now Malinsky comes away with it as he plays this around. Off the boards, Billings. Look out. Into the bench area it goes. Face off inside the Cougar zone.
Well, because it's a one-goal game, I wouldn't say that the clock's a factor just yet. Getting close to that point, though.
It becomes a factor if Lakeville South pops one here.
Oh, yeah. No hit.
And then it's
I think it's pretty much
game on. if Prior Lake scores. And we've had a few overtime games this year, so we'll bring this one outside of the zone. 4:42 to go now. Sent back in behind. Tyson cuts it off. Malinsky is there as he's stopped on the play. He'll look to outlet. And back at center, that hops the stick. Pritchard tries to fight through a check. Nice escape to stay on it. He'll send it in on goal as Bashi steers to the near corner. Another check thrown off the sideboards. Now it's Portner with it. Looks out front for Pritchard. Puck's rattling, still loose. Now it's going to be Willis' shot. That's blocked. Puck still loose, rolling around, hot top of the slot. Who wants it? And no goal. Wow, look at this scramble.
Well, that, you know what? Prior Lake was batting away at the puck, but when that's happening, you need to start dropping bodies. You can't swat away at the puck. Let your goaltender try and scoop it up. You start dropping some bodies there. The guys in red.
If he touches it, you blast him.
Everyone was facing straight down, pitchforking at the puck. You can't let that happen. You take the body away, and that puck will just sit there by itself, and the goaltender can poke it or grab it.
5 Lakers all around the goal mouth area with their goaltender there. They kept it out. That's the most important part. As we advance back through now with 3:55 to go in the third. Back across the line, it's Sam Rice. Try to work his way down, and that's offside at the line. Knocked back into the Cougar zone as they're going to regroup and send it around the rail. There's Bakke looking to make a play. He gets hit at the line. That's held in. That's deflected rebound. Scores! Oh, we're tied at 4.
Schumacher got that rebound that went off of the defender for Lakeville South and puts it home, and all it was taking was one there. My goodness. That looked like a harmless shot towards the net. Wasn't anything like that.
So you had 2 2-goal leads. It evaporates to a tie now here late in the third. Guessing that this Cougar team will not panic because that's not the nature of their coach and this staff. The energy of the Lakers, let's see how they respond here on this shift. At center ice, that's spun off there. Lutke was there. And they'll play this one too far as the Cougars' Aaron Holes will take over in the neutral zone. Pushed back into the corner for Bakke. He's shivered on the play. Now Lutke's pass is going to be played by Mason Johnson to the corner. Lutke gets it back as he collides with Beatty. And here come the Lakers back out of the zone. Bump with it across center. He tries to work it through the middle. Oh, look out. He's big and strong. Mentioned that earlier. That's knocked away and out of the zone and icing the call. He does have that ability to use his body correctly, and he did right there.
He has the ability to hang on to the puck, too, while he's crashing through bodies. So, well, this game has gotten better and better. It started off as a chess match. It's ended up in a kind of a back alley brawl.
and very tense.
Yeah.
Pushed into the corner now for Prior Lake, playing in the Section 2 AA. You've got the likes of Eden Prairie, your number 1 seed. Someone lost his gear and a penalty. This is on the Lakers late in the hockey game. 2:32 to go. Interference is the call.
That's a tough timing, boy. Tough timing for Prior Lake.
Well, they've killed penalties off so far tonight. We'll see if they can continue.
And keep in mind, they have a shorthanded goal in this game, too.
They do have a shorty. Oh, there's a twig that snapped on Novak. Malinsky is there. Now you got the half of the shaft sitting in the high part of the zone there. We'll see if that comes into play. The official's going to get it. Oh, look at that. Nearly took a stick to the mush. Getting that out of there. Now to the left wing side. Oh, it comes into play every time. The broken stick, I'm telling you, it's part of the game. Novak, Malinsky. Give it a nice entry there. Malinsky is hounded there by Rice. Now Aaron Holes is there. Now it's going to be Novak. Try to play that one to the middle. 1:45 in the third, 1:12 in the power play. Tyson behind for Malinsky. So far, really not much in terms of any entry at all for the Cougars, as the Lakers have been committed to shutting down the neutral. Malinsky turns that nice little shoulder fake there, gets away from the oncoming Soderberg. Across the line, knocked away. Now Malinsky, Aaron Holes is there, around it goes. Baki chases it down off the boards. Now it's going to be picked up, and they're going to find an opening and send it back into the Cougars' territory. That was Magnuson on the play. Tyson around for Willis. Willis now gets away from one man as he'll look across to the left wing side. Soderberg gets a stick in there. 25 on the power play, 55 in the period. Look out, Portner walks, slot, off the end boards, missed by just a couple of feet. Now it's going to be Mason Johnson, left wing side. Fanned on there on the far side. That was off the stick of Doms as he tried to play it to the corner. Nice work off the boards there by Duber. Gets it to Bump, he's dangerous. Bump and Johnson. Bump now, tried to muscle his way toward the goal mouth area. 30 to go now in the third period. Here comes Bump. They leave it up front. Oh, they just missed the mark there. Now the puck back off the corner. Here they come, the Lakers with a look. There's a shot that's blocked. Bump will wait for this puck off the board. Sends it, that one, that's blocked again. Bounding puck with 14 seconds at the line. That's Emerson. He'll walk down, redirect. Oh, that was a nice deflection. Duber was down low. Now here come the Cougars. It's going to be Billings across center. His shot's wide of the mark. And ladies and gentlemen, fitting for the Hockey Night Minnesota Game of the Week presented by Tradition Companies, we have overtime.
Well, that was a heck of a period, I think, by Prior Lake. You know, they've had some tough bounces and some bad breaks here in this game. And some of them created by themselves, don't get me wrong, but they fought hard here in this period to tie this game up, and it's a pretty solid effort.
It's been a very solid effort by both of these teams. We'll take the 3-minute break, and we'll have the face-off coming up for you in about 2. As is the custom, the teams will change sides for the extra session. As we get ready to roll here between the Lakers and the Cougars, tied at 4. We need 8 more minutes to see where this one goes. Now it's Ludke across the line. He's going to play this one into the corner. Aaron Holes was there. Ludke again down the wall. Stopped momentarily by Anderson, but he kept moving. Ludke stays on it up to the line. Quickly into the zone they go with it, as it's going to be taken away by Bump. Stays with it, back through center. Ooh, nice little move there, quick mitts. Bump to the outside, on the off wing, deflected up and out of play by Mason Johnson. He's been a minute muncher here tonight for Yanni Kivialmi's team. Mason Johnson.
We'll see how aggressive these teams are here in this overtime period. 7.5 left, and haven't seen anybody take anything but that shot right there in this early going, but we'll see how aggressive Lakeville South is, because I think that they're going to jump on this.
Push through center. Portner leaves over for Willis. Willis now he's going to try to play this nice feed to the right. Malinsky fans. He had a look toward the goal mouth area. They're going to chip and chase. That one's going to roll into the Cougar zone. No ice on the play. Mason Johnson comes together with Schumacher, and now it's going to be played to the left wing side, but not out. That one's deflected. Big carom over to the far boards. Malinsky's there with the bounding puck, and now it's going to be Pritchard off the boards, knocked down through center. And that's in off the gear of Schumacher and offside. Dickey draws in with Aaron Holes. Ludke off the boards for Bakke, who's going to try and work in on his man Anderson. Now Ludke again pushes down. Aaron Holes is there. Nice positional play made by Anderson off the glass. And they'll try and maneuver the zone with the Lakers. Here they come with it now with Anderson. Across center, angles it in there first. It's going to be Buckingham. Out front he goes. That one just missed the mark. Look out. They'll try. Oh, nice stick there by Ludke. This is a huge deflection to thwart that would-be scoring opportunity.
Well, it's overtime. You don't turn away any chances whatsoever to shoot the puck at the net.
Wow. Ludke was a little off to the side, reached. He stretched it as far as he could. That puts it up off the netting. 6:08 to go in the extra session. Face-off win. Oh, Tyson pulls that one off the ice basically with the catch glove and hangs on. We'll reset again in the Cougar zone. Aaron Holes gets the draw to himself as he's going to race up the right wing side. Bakke straight through. Oh, Ludke cuts across. That one goes off the glass. Brings some rain with it on the way down. There's Bump now. That's off the stick to center ice. That hit Hadland. And now it's to the right wing side for Aaron Holes. Snapper, stick save, rebound. Puck's loose. Over to the near boards it goes. Soderberg lost the handle as Johnson's going to play this one back in behind. Bump will retreat behind his own net with 5:34 to go in the extra session. Played ahead by Hadland. Malinsky comes away with it. Over for Mason Johnson to the near boards. Back in for Malinsky. Pressure from Hadland. Now Malinsky again. Up to Ludke. Through center, look out. He springs Willis. Shot. Nice save made there. Bashi read that partial breakaway beautifully through the right pad out in the butterfly as it's going to be bounced back into the Lakers zone. They look over to the right wing side and two players collide, and that's an opportunity for the Cougars to regain possession. Willis rink wide. Malinsky steps up on that, fanned on that one. Now Duber comes away with it. Willis now as he gives it over for Mason Johnson. Doms is there. Ahead he goes. Rice. Now it's Novak. Stick slash there. And now it's going to be picked up and played back over to the left wing side. Schumacher, and from center it's knocked in by Duber behind. Tyson will set up with 4.5 to go. Here come the Cougars. Malinsky cuts against the grain. Doms takes it. He has a 2-on-1. Doms, nice feed. Willis. Doms back door, and that was just broken up by the reaching stick of Aiden Emerson.
As I said, don't turn off too many chances in overtime, and they tried to pass that one into oblivion.
Here they go, back in across the line. The big slapper off the toe of the stick by Kingery. He was thinking pass, you could see that, and then he decided to pull up and try and put it on. Now here's Aaron Holes with it. Oh, what a defensive play there by Beatty. He went for it, left his feet, and got enough of the puck to poke it away. Could have been prone, but got away with a nice play there. Oh, they try to find Bakke off the back door. Bakke cycles to the corner. There to handle it is Dickey. Hard ring around. That's an icing call, as I thought Gunderson had that, but he didn't. I thought he touched that.
Well, they get some fresh bodies out there for their effort. But a couple of very, very dangerous opportunities by Lakeville South, who's starting to piece together some nice passing plays, but maybe one pass too many in a couple chances.
They do a really good job of getting defensive zone coverage to break down and create those chances with open looks. Oh, out front just like that. That one's fanned on, but here come the Lakers back up through center ice. Cross the line, that misses the mark for Soderberg. Over the near boards it goes. Back up to the left point now. What's going to be Anderson. Back door. Oh, that's off the skates of Hadland. Behind, and a quick chance by Bump as that's held onto by Tyson.
Sometimes it's just that type of play that wins the game. Off the end wall, bouncing puck,
rattles
those
in.
are always the ugly ones.
Exactly. .3:11 to go. Rice pushes to the corner. Duber was there. Now they're going to play that D to D. That was Beatty to Anderson. Back in behind Duber. They'll try to chop that into the corner, back up to the line. There's a quick wrister. Puck's loose, slot area. Oh, it rolls down low, knocked away by the defense. Oh, nice forecheck there by Schumacher. And a nifty play out of the zone by Pritchard. He's going to work it across the line. His wrister's deflected away, and now it's on the stick of Emerson. Back in behind it goes, rolls up off the side of the net. Now it's on the stick of Duber with 2.5 to go in the overtime. Back up to the line. They'll turn and play this one away. And now ahead come the Lakers back out of the zone. Sent back in by Schumacher. Rings it all the way around. Malinsky is waiting for it. Pritchard wanted it. Willis just chips the glass. Back into the Lakers zone it goes. Now it's going to be Beatty. Now it's picked off at the line. And back through center ice they go. Nifty play there by Bump. Bump will try to protect it toward the slot area. Try to position to a scoring chance. Instead, it's going to be flipped back in with 2 minutes remaining in the period. Malinsky, watched by Soderberg. Forced that one to the near boards. Willis is there. He's just going to flip that one through, not enough to be an icing. As back in his own zone goes Anderson. Bakke watching him. Aaron Holes as well. Now Soderberg off his stick. Gets it back. Lays it back over to the left wing side. They try to kick it through the neutral zone. And that was good at the line as Hadland had a chance. Lutke now with 1.5 minutes. Here he comes across the line. Loads and shoots. Glove save. A nice one there. Bashi saw it into the glove.
Take the chance, get the face off in the offensive zone. Didn't have any other plays, so did get it on net. A timeout being called right now.
There have been a number of opportunities for both of these teams where you mention off the boards, something crazy happens, and it's just a fraction away.
Oh, yeah. 1.5 left, and Prior Lake calls a timeout.
You look at this Prior Lake youth program, and I see their state championship banners. They had one at the Pee Wee A level at 12, And then the Pee Wee B1, that was a great year for them in 2012. Pee Wee AA in 2015. You know, we're talking about some of these players, if you run the numbers, part of those really nice hockey clubs. And, you know, it's been a nice upward trajectory for this town for hockey. You know, for Lakeville South and Lakeville North, they were chugging along as a single school for quite a while in the 2000s, and then they split into two. But neither one of them have missed a beat because it's been pretty much one of those two schools that have represented the section. Rochester Century had their moments. Farmington popped in a couple of years ago, but it's been pretty much north and south as they continue to develop and evolve as a hockey community.
I know North's run into some injury problems here later in the season, which certainly is daunting enough.
You know, you always say in order to win a championship, you got to be good, you got to be lucky, and you got to be healthy.
Yeah.
We'll face off to the right of Bashi, Aaron Holes, and Bump. Bump the draw, back out of the corner for Emerson. This line's done a nice job for the Cougars on the forecheck, creating chances. Now it's going to be Magnuson, kicks that one up along the rails. Here they come back out of the zone with Rice. He's got Bump, he's got a man trailing. Blocker pad, Tyson steers that off the glass. Bump's going to cycle that back in behind for Schumacher. He'll stay on it. Bump was going to let it go, but instead wanted to make a move. And now it's pushed down the wards, but that was a nice play by Lutke. Now here comes Bakke. He's turned aside. Schumacher with under a minute to go with 50 seconds now. Now Malinsky plays that one ahead. Now Aaron Holes with it. Hip checked by Bump. That was old school. Now it's Lutke with it. He'll play this to the side as Bakke was there. Schumacher comes away with it. 35 to go in the extra session. Now they're going to play this one to the right wing too far for Rice. Mason Johnson for Malinsky. That deflects up off the stick into the player box area. 27 seconds remain.
Prior Lakes played a pretty good game through and through in this one. They made some mistakes that cost them, but they played a pretty solid game with a great effort. Pretty dynamic plays by Lakeville South in this hockey game that could have gotten them the win, but they gave up a couple in the third, and here we are in overtime.
Pritchard, that's knocked in now. Tyson sets up. Johnson around the wall from the line. That gets underneath Beatty's stick. And that's going to be gloved down by, look out, Malinsky. He's dangerous across the line. Willis with it. His shot's turned aside. 8 to go up off the netting. 7.6 now. Enough to get a face-off. Lots of things you could do with this one right now. Portner will take the draw against Bump. 50-50 puck. Portner gets it. His shot's deflected. Bump got the stick on that. They'll dribble that one into the zone. And that'll do it for the hockey game as the Lakers erase a 2-goal deficit, come up with a 4-4 tie here in South Suburban Conference action. And a nice effort by both clubs here on the Hockey Night in Minnesota presented by Tradition Companies.
Yeah, both teams, I'm sure, will take a look at this one and try and figure out where they could be better. But I think both teams showed a lot of grit in this hockey game at different times.
Well, Mike, this does it for the regular season for the game of the week. And we saw ourselves some dandies pretty much all year long. This one fittingly ends in an overtime tie. So
yeah, we weren't cheated, that's for sure. It's been some great matchups, and good to see. A lot of great young hockey players out here.
We'll be looking forward to putting something together for you next year. And don't forget, we will have sectional playoff coverage from a lot of the teams that are covered at the MNHockey.tv. So stay tuned to that. We'll have a full listing for you as things unwind. Section seedings will come out on, I believe, Sunday, the day after the regular season ends on Saturday. Playoffs start next week. And it is the most happiest time of the year here in Minnesota, of course, when it's high school hockey playoff time. For Todd Grover on our camera, another yeoman's-like effort. Beautiful work there. He's just like a machine. Nobody better. For Mike Greenley and our guy back in the studio, John Sands, I'm Pete Wagner. The final score, Lakers 4, Cougars 4. Good night, everybody.